What is going on, y'all? This is John with Facemask Fantasy, bringing you new fantasy content every day right here on this channel. So if you have not subscribed already, please hit that button. And I just got to let y'all know that we've been rolling out live streams. We got a live stream every Sunday at 10 a.m. to go over start-sit options for that Sunday's slate of games. And we have a waiver wire show at 7 p.m. on Tuesday to go over who you should be picking up and how much you should be spending on them before the waiver wire deadline kicks in. So come in, hang with us on 10 a.m. Sunday and 7 p.m. Tuesday, and we can answer your questions and hopefully help you win a fantasy league. But without further ado, let's get into some fantasy talk. And today we're going to be talking JJ Taylor again, because ESPN's Adam Schefter just reported yesterday that James White, who suffered hip subluxation, is expected to miss the remainder of the 2021 season. It's unfortunate. White's initial prognosis had him sidelined indefinitely, but Schefter is now reporting that further medical examinations make it likely that his season is over, and that's something that we had speculated on multiple live streams, as it's the same injury that is due to keep Ryan Fitzpatrick out until at least week 10. And a running back needs hip strength and balance and flexibility more than a quarterback, as it's a more physically demanding position on a per snap basis. So we kind of saw this coming. Now, after James White sustained the injury, Brandon Bolden took on James White's role. He played 33% of snaps, seeing 4 targets. JJ Taylor was targeted twice while playing 10 snaps. Ramondre Stevenson has been inactive since losing a fumble in week 1, something that Bill Belichick notoriously hates. And I mean, Bill Belichick does not play his rookie running back. We saw it with Damian Harris in his first year. We saw it with JJ Taylor in his first year. And after a hot preseason, everybody was hype on Ramondre Stevenson, but after he fumbled, it looked like he was on pace to sit out the full season too. But due to injury, he's forced to return to the active game day roster out of necessity. James White, prior to the injury, had an 18.9 target share and 10.5 touches per game. Now, in week 3, you would expect Damian Harris to pick up the majority of snaps after James White leaves, but again, it was Brandon Bolden. It's weird. Harris only played 33% of snaps that game. I suspect it was because the team was in pass-first mode against the Saints because they were down by a lot. I'd expect more work for Damian Harris now that White is out of the picture, but I'd also expect JJ Taylor to take hold of the receiving back role in this offense for the rest of the season. I also believe that he is their long-term replacement for White, and this is an unfortunate injury, but it just speeds up the process. And while I hope the best for James White in his recovery, I can't help but be a little bit excited about JJ Taylor, because to me it looks like JJ Taylor is the first man up to take the pass catching role in this offense. It's weird that he was active week 3 but seemingly lost the role to Brandon Bolden, but I don't think that continues. I think JJ Taylor is their passing back specialist, and as we all know, on the Patriots, that is something that is very valuable. Shane Vereen was a top 20 fantasy back as a receiving third down option for this team back in the day. Dion Lewis was too for 1 season. James White has been as well multiple times. He was top 8 in 2018. This is a role that is valuable in Bill Belichick's offense. So don't sleep on JJ Taylor. The Patriots signed Arizona running back JJ Taylor as an undrafted free agent in 2020. He's 5'6", 285 pounds, so he's very small of stature, but he's built like a tank even though he's only 5'6". In college, he totaled 587 rushes for 3,263 yards and 18 touchdowns on the ground, and chipped in with 62 receptions for 487 yards and 2 receiving across 40 career games in college. And he surprisingly handled duties as Arizona's lead back during the last 2 seasons of his college tenure. And that's not a realistic expectation at the next level just because of his size. But surprisingly, PFF charted him with 10 broken tackles on 33 catches in 2019. So he can catch the ball, he can run a little bit, he's shifty out of the backfield. And last offseason, after the Patriots signed him as an undrafted free agent, the Patriots running back coach Ivan Fears came out and said JJ Taylor reminds him of Dion Lewis. And this is a direct quote. "Little Dion, that's what he is. Same quickness. He's a hell of a pass catcher. The guy's got great vision." End quote. That's high praise, because Dion Lewis set career highs with the Patriots back in 2017. We already mentioned him earlier. He was a top 20 back for 1 season in 2017. Taylor has similar traits to Lewis as an undersized scat back who can do it all. Ivan Fears' comments about JJ Taylor stand out when juxtaposed next to what he was saying about Ramondre Stevenson prior to the preseason. When asked what Stevenson needs to improve on as he worked his way through his first NFL training camp, the Patriots running back coach said, and I quote, everything. What do I like about him? He's here. I like that he's here. Other than that, everything's got to improve. That's what we have to get done. He's got a lot to learn. He's talented. We'll see what he can do in the games, but right now he's got a lot to learn. That's a direct quote. He said everything twice when asked what does Ramondre Stevenson need to learn. The only thing that he liked about Ramondre Stevenson prior to the preseason was that he was in the building. building. I mean, this isn't a vote of confidence from a running back coach that was speaking so glowingly about J.J. Taylor a year before. Now, this is compounded by the fact that Ramondre Stevenson has been a healthy scratch for the last 2 weeks after fumbling. It seems to me that J.J. Taylor would get the nod over Ramondre Stevenson despite being undersized. J.J. Taylor is a much better back at doing all the little things: pass pro, running routes, pass catching, rushing. And I think J.J. Taylor can have RB3 flex value moving forward. I think Harris can be a borderline RB1 if he ends up getting some of that pass catching work. He has a chance to see 60 to 70% of the snaps, but that's a feat that a Patriots back hasn't had since Corey Dillon. So while that's a possibility, it's not something I'm counting on. The one thing that you can count on from Bill Belichick's offense is that he uses multiple running backs. So don't count out Taylor. The coaching staff loves him. He looked great in the preseason. It's clear he does everything the coaching staff values. He's been free for a while now in both season long and dynasty. As we speak right now, 2% rostered in Yahoo season long leagues, 47% rostered in sleeper dynasty leagues. He's free in season long, and there's a better than 50% chance he's on your waiver wire in a dynasty league. So go out and get him and reap the benefits of having the Patriots pass catching RB specialist on your team. Again, Shane Vereen, 2017, top 20 back, while sharing the workload with Stephon Ridley, and at the time, Brandon Bolden. Crazy, right? Deion Lewis was a top 20 fantasy back as well for one season. James White, again, he was a top 20 back multiple times. He was top 8 in 2018. I mentioned it before. This is a valuable role, and while this offense won't see the highs that it saw with Tom Brady under center, I think Mac Jones can get it done. So what do you guys think about J.J. Taylor? Put your thoughts in the comment section below. My name is John with Facemask Fantasy, bringing you new fantasy content every day right here on this channel. So if you have not subscribed already, please hit that button. Thank you for listening and have a great day.